The Phenomenal One just dropped a truth bomb that has WWE scrambling in panic mode, and what he said could change everything we thought we knew about the grandest stage of them all. AJ Styles, fresh off his emotional farewell just weeks ago, looked directly into the camera and said something that no one inside WWE headquarters wanted to hear, especially not right now when ticket sales are plummeting and emergency meetings are being held behind closed doors. This isn't just another wrestler being diplomatic in retirement. This is someone who gave WWE 10 years of his life, someone who main evented WrestleManias, someone who carried the company on his back when they needed him most, and he just told us that WrestleMania has lost its luster. Let me tell you something right now before we go any further. If you're a real wrestling fan who cares about where this business is headed, you need to hear every single word of what I'm about to break down for you. This isn't speculation. This isn't clickbait. This is a legend telling us the uncomfortable truth that everyone has been thinking but too afraid to say out loud. Hit that subscribe button because we're diving deep into the chaos that's unfolding in WWE right now, and you're going to want to follow every twist and turn of this story as it develops. AJ Styles was a recent guest on WWE's own YouTube show, Raw Rewind, and when they asked him why he chose to retire at the Royal Rumble instead of waiting for WrestleMania like most legends do, his answer sent shockwaves through the entire wrestling world. He didn't sugarcoat it. He didn't play politics. He said, and I quote, "WrestleMania, listen, I'm sorry to say, used to be the most prestigious PLE or pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it, but to me, it's kind of lost its luster a little bit." Think about what that means coming from AJ Styles. This is a man who debuted at the Royal Rumble in 2016 to one of the loudest pops in WWE history. This is the guy who went on to become WWE Champion twice, who had instant classic matches with John Cena, who main evented WrestleMania and stood toe-to-toe with the biggest names in the industry. When someone of his caliber says WrestleMania has lost its luster, that's not just an opinion, that's an indictment of everything WWE has become under the TKO regime. But here's where it gets even more interesting. AJ revealed that his original plan was to retire at WrestleMania. Everyone wants to go out on the grandest stage of them all, right? That's been the dream for decades. But he suffered a Lisfranc injury to his foot back in October of 2024 during a match with Carmelo Hayes. The injury was supposed to end his career right there. It's the kind of injury that retires most wrestlers permanently. But Styles, being Styles, the warrior that he is, he fought back. He rehabbed. He got himself ready to return. And when he finally felt comfortable running and moving like the Phenomenal One again, he had a moment of clarity. Coming back from that kind of devastating injury just to work for 2 months and then retire at WrestleMania didn't feel right to him. It felt hollow. It felt like going through the motions just because that's what you're supposed to do. So instead, he made a choice that speaks volumes. He chose to end his career where it began, at the Royal Rumble, exactly 10 years after he shocked the world with his WWE debut.
He lost to Gunther in Saudi Arabia after passing out in the ring general's sleeper hold, and it was poetic. It was meaningful. It was everything a retirement should be, but it wasn't at WrestleMania. And when asked why, he didn't hold back. He told us that the Royal Rumble meant more to him personally, and that WrestleMania just isn't what it used to be. Now, the timing of these comments couldn't be worse for WWE, and I mean catastrophically worse. Right now, as we speak, WrestleMania 42 ticket sales are in free fall. According to multiple reports, WWE has only sold around 36,000 tickets for each night of WrestleMania at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Last year, at the exact same venue for WrestleMania 41, they sold nearly 60,000 tickets per night at this point in the sales cycle. That means they're down almost 20% compared to last year. They're short by over 17,000 tickets, and despite offering price cuts over Valentine's Day weekend, there's been virtually zero movement in sales. Let that sink in for a second. WWE cut prices, something they swore they would never do, and people still aren't buying tickets. The cheapest ticket you can get right now is around $265. $265 for the worst seat in the building. That's not including parking, food, or a hotel in Las Vegas, one of the most expensive cities in America. Last year, you could get into WrestleMania for significantly less, and even then, people were complaining. Randy Orton was caught on camera saying that ticket prices were embarrassingly expensive. But at least last year there was star power. There was John Cena. There were rumors of The Rock. There was a buzz, an excitement that made people willing to pay those ridiculous prices. This year, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship is the only match officially announced, and while that's a dream match on paper, it's not enough to move the needle. The card is incomplete. Creative is reportedly scrambling. There are whispers that WWE had a complete WrestleMania card planned before the Royal Rumble, but now everything is up in the air because ticket sales are so disappointing. They're panicking. They held emergency meetings with every department in the company, telling everyone to come up with new strategies and promotions to boost sales. But here's the problem. You can't fix a fundamental issue with a marketing campaign. AJ Styles isn't wrong. WrestleMania has been diluted. It used to be a once-a-year spectacle that felt special, that felt important. Now it's a two-night marathon where half the matches feel thrown together just to fill time. WWE runs premium live events every single month. SummerSlam is 2 nights now. Survivor Series tries to recapture old glory. Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia gets treated like a major event. Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber. The list goes on and on. When everything is supposed to be special, nothing actually is. WrestleMania used to stand alone. Now it's just another show on an overcrowded calendar, except this one costs you 10 times as much to attend. And it's not just AJ Styles speaking out. Roman Reigns went viral recently for saying WWE hasn't evolved in 2 years. Cody Rhodes has been vocal about his concerns regarding house shows being canceled because TKO views them as only marginally profitable.
Superstars inside the locker room are starting to break the code of silence, and that should tell you everything you need to know about the state of things behind the scenes. When your top stars are publicly questioning the creative direction and business decisions of the company, that's not a small issue. That's a crisis. The problem isn't just the ticket prices, although those are absolutely insane. The problem isn't just the location, although running WrestleMania in Las Vegas 2 years in a row for the first time since the late 80s was a questionable decision at best. The problem is that WWE has lost sight of what made WrestleMania special in the first place. It was about moments. It was about storytelling that built for months and paid off in ways that made you feel something. It was about creating memories that lasted a lifetime. Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant, Stone Cold Steve Austin's stunning Vince McMahon, The Undertaker streak, Daniel Bryan's miracle at WrestleMania 30, Cody Rhodes finishing his story just 2 years ago at WrestleMania 40. Those moments felt earned, they felt important, they felt like they mattered. But now, what do we have? Matches that get announced 2 weeks before the show? Storylines that don't make sense? Part-timers taking spots from full-time talent who bust their asses every single week? And a corporate mindset that prioritizes profit margins over the passion that built this company in the first place. Triple H stood up last year and told fans to stop being critics and just be fans. He said he wished he could tell people to F off for complaining. Well, now the criticism is coming from inside the locker room. Now it's coming from legends like AJ Styles who have nothing to gain and everything to lose by speaking their truth. So what's the response going to be now? Are they going to tell their own wrestlers to shut up and just perform? Here's what makes AJ's comments even more powerful. He's not some disgruntled employee who left on bad terms. He just had one of the most beautiful send-offs in WWE history. They gave him a tribute show in his home state of Georgia. The Undertaker came out to announce his Hall of Fame induction. He's been treated with nothing but respect and love from the company. And even with all of that goodwill, even with WWE doing everything right by him on his way out, he still felt compelled to tell the truth about WrestleMania. That's not someone trying to burn bridges. That's someone who loves this business so much that he can't stay silent when he sees it losing its way. The question now is, what does WWE do with this information? Do they listen? Do they make changes? Do they acknowledge that maybe, just maybe, the fans and the wrestlers are onto something? Or do they double down on the current strategy, keep raising prices, keep running the same stadium year after year, keep treating WrestleMania like it's just another revenue stream instead of the pinnacle of professional wrestling? You know what's really telling? After AJ made those comments, after the reports about terrible ticket sales started spreading, WWE's response has been silence. They're not addressing it, they're not promising changes, they're just hoping that somehow between now and April, people will forget about the price gouging and the creative disappointments and the lack of star power, and they'll fill those seats anyway. But that's not how this works anymore. Fans are smarter now.
They're more connected.
They know when they're being taken advantage of and they're voting with their wallets. WrestleMania 42 might still draw a massive gate because of how expensive the tickets are, but an event where half the stadium is empty isn't the flex WWE thinks it is. They can talk about record revenue all they want, but when legends like AJ Styles are publicly saying the show has lost its luster, when ticket sales are down 20%, when they're having emergency meetings and changing card plans out of desperation, that's not success. That's a warning sign. And here's the thing that should scare WWE the most. If WrestleMania loses its mystique, if it stops being the show that defines a wrestler's career, what do they have left? What separates WWE from every other wrestling company if the grandest stage of them all becomes just another overpriced show that people can't afford and don't want to attend? AJ Styles gave us the truth we needed to hear. And yeah, maybe it was uncomfortable. Maybe WWE didn't want their own legend saying these things on their own platform. But sometimes the truth hurts. And sometimes that pain is exactly what's needed to spark real change. The question is, will WWE listen? Or will they keep pretending everything is fine while the house burns down around them? If you care about the future of wrestling, if you want to see WrestleMania return to its former glory, make your voice heard. Comment below and let me know what you think about AJ's comments. Do you agree that WrestleMania has lost its luster? Would you pay those ticket prices? What would it take for you to feel like WrestleMania was must-see again? And please, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell because this story is far from over. There's going to be major developments in the coming weeks, and you're going to want to be here for all of it. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know because this conversation matters. The Phenomenal One just changed the game, and wrestling will never be quite the same. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.